Okay, so today, Amy and I are gonna talk about a Serbian film. Oh boy. Okay, so this is on like everybody's most fucked up movies ever, and I had seen it a few years ago, but I showed it to Amy, and we want to talk about it today.
There's a lot to unpack in that film.
It is like a cautionary tale, really messed up tale.
Right. I mean, I feel like there's a lot of messages in them, and none of them are particularly positive.
No. Okay. Wow, I don't even know where to start. It was, okay, some good things.
We'll talk about some good stuff.
Because everybody is usually always kind of like trashes this film, and I don't actually think it's a terrible film. I'm going to say that right now. I don't think it's terrible. I don't think it really has any good things to say, but... Okay, first, good things. It's actually shot really nice.
It's intense. Like shooting, the great angles, very...
the colors are nice. The main guy... like who's it's the main character in the story. Like, he seems like a pretty good actor. Like, he's gonna do a lot a lot of messed up shit in this movie, and it's like you believe him, you feel bad for him, you're like shaking your head, no, why are you in this situation?
Right.
Why would you do this to yourself? Why would you put yourself in this situation?
Mm-hmm. But he pulls it off well. I mean, I feel like, he's a good actor. I feel like that you really believe all the emotions and the things he's going through.
He's mostly just like... why don't we try to summarize this movie as best we can without getting into super graphic detail.
Right.
So this is, I don't know, I'm trying to think, I don't know if it says, it just says it's unrated. This should be like definitely rated X.
Right.
It's set in Serbia. It's called a Serbian film. Mm-hmm. And it's about this former porn actor. And I guess it's supposed to be like the 90s, maybe early 2000s. Like, he's got VHS.
He's got cell phones. So.
Yeah, he's got cell phone. Okay, yeah, I wasn't really thinking.
So I guess it was, but it's like a flip phone. So
sure, yeah. So I don't know, time period, maybe late 90s, early 2000s. This guy was a former porn actor, and he is one of his fellow performers that he used to work with is trying to get him to come back for like the biggest payday of his life with this super shady
totally not
super
legit.
shady guy who just wants to have him. Like, this actor is apparently like the greatest. He can keep on going and never stop, and and just it goes all downhill from there because he ignored all the red flags and it was all about that money, and just tragedy after tragedy befalls this man and those around him.
Right. It's almost like
tragic.
In the level of like an old Grimm's fairy tale of this constant don't do this, don't do that.
Stop it. So as performers of adult nature in many respects, we're just like, no,
gosh,
why would you do anything this person is doing? Like, all the red flag. Like, let's sign a contract for something we don't know what we're doing. Oh boy, okay.
Right.
Where should we go from there?
I think what's interesting about the film is like, once again, from a porn perspective, the red flags, yes. But I think also it's something that as adult performers, I think we all kind of worry that one day, what if where that has been? What if that's the day where we aren't doing well? And like this guy in his situation, he was kind of desperate. He wanted money.
Yeah.
He was worried about his family and didn't really know where to go with his life because all he'd done was porn.
Yeah.
And so as an adult performer, there's always that fear in the back of our minds.
It's like, would you do the big payday? And it's just like, no. Not like no, just goodness gracious. Like, I get it. It is it's kind of scary. Like you can kind of relate to the beginnings of the situation. Sure, of course. I mean, I'm sure anybody probably could. Like you can take the adult stuff out of it and be like, well, you know, big payday. But goodness gracious, everything's just. It's very gory. Like I mean, it's like I love gory movies. Like I got really big into gore. Like in college, really. So from like I just want to see something like really messed up and gross and like blood everywhere. There's a lot of that in this because it's not just. I don't know, like it's really hard to describe, I guess. Like there's lots of dismemberment and
a lot of visuals. It's very intense visually.
Yeah, it's like it's way more artsy than I was expecting. I think from like there is I mean, because it is like because I'd heard so much about this movie. Like I'd been in like gone to horror conventions and there was like lectures and different panels and about like sick and twisted movies and Serbian film being one of them. People are just like, oh, and I never, you know, knew like what was such a big deal about it, and then finally see it, and I wasn't expecting there to be like so much about him and his family, like his relationship to his son, which just makes the ending like so much worse.
Right.
But I still wasn't expecting it, like the interactions between the two of them, like in, you know, setting up, you know, the son trying to learn about his body, and it made everything so much worse. Like,
I guess it's shocking because it's like we're not used to films going there.
Yeah, and it's like why is this going there? We don't want to see any of this, but it's like with this movie, it's just like, you know, well, here we are, we're not pulling any punches. Like, ugh.
I wonder if the film might be trying to make a statement about the nature of pornography and like the more extreme it gets. And
like where is it gonna go from here? You know,
I
like,
wonder if they're
how far. Like I don't know. I can't decide. I can't tell if they were trying to say something meaningful or it's just gore and filth for the sake of gore and filth. Which, you know, the person that's pulling all of these strings in the movie is like his obsession with art and wanting to go as far as possible. Like it's just like. I wonder if that's like what the actual director felt like. I don't know. I've never watched any interviews or anything with these people. I don't know. I've just seen the movie for itself.
It's something maybe worth, taking a look at, I guess. You know, but it's like it's probably something people are afraid to talk about.
Yeah, like it's just it is gross. There's a lot of stuff in here that I like just don't ever want to see again or really talk about. But I guess, the elephant in the room, there is a scene in this movie that it's, the scene, I'm not going to say what it is. If you've seen this movie, you'll know the scene that's just like, ugh, like it's usually, like I've seen other reviewers, other like people that are really into gore and horror, and they're just like, nope, this is where I left. And to me, it's like, once that scene happens, like, yeah, you're just like, this is vile and disgusting, and then the rest of the movie just goes off the rails bananas, and then kind of it becomes a little hilarious in my opinion. Like, I don't know, I think maybe it's because it takes you to such a dark fucking place, and then your mind is just like, well everything's absurd now, here we are. It is just a movie, like, this isn't real, this big, so you gotta kind of, you gotta think of it that way.
Compartmentalize and realize that it's a story.
I think it makes me think of the advertising for Blood Feast from whenever, like, is it H.G. Lewis movie, the Blood Feast, and like just you have to remind yourself it's only a movie. It's only a movie. Yes. It's only a movie. And I'm just like, I feel like you have to kind of say this with this. So
deep breaths.
Yeah, it's what you're seeing is not real. There is a scene, like, not the scene, but there's a scene after that I did become a little bit nauseated.
Yeah.
I was like, okay, that's
Gosh.
all right, good job, I guess, movie for making.
It was very well shot.
The whole movie was shot really well.
Yeah.
Like I know that's like weird to say because it's a Serbian film, but like, everything looks like. Some parts though, it's kind of like almost humorous because it's like, oh, they're supposed to be shooting a adult film, and it's like, with that lighting, come on,
right? It's like no one's gonna see anything.
No one's gonna see anything.
That's silly.
Oh my goodness.
When if you've ever actually done any sort of adult film, you'll notice,
there's lights everywhere. There's lights up there. There's lights up there.
Spots.
There's lights there. There. Yeah, like you in actual pornography, you're gonna. You're just like, okay, where am I? Where? What? What's happening?
And,
so many lights in my face.
I think it is good to examine it from because people when they look at it, they probably look at the scenes that we talked about and they think this is disgusting, and I'm like, well, yeah, but that's probably kind of the point. And so being able to look at it objectively and say from an artistic standpoint, well, you know what? If the film meant to make us feel disgusted,
they did a good job.
They did
a great job of making us feel disgusted.
Because I'm pretty sure that was the point. So I'm like, well, okay, like, you set a goal and you went for it.
You did something. I don't know what it was, but you did something, and we're here talking about it.
Yeah.
And we're probably gonna talk about it. It's not one of those things that's just gonna like pop out of your head. So I found out that Amy also really likes other messed up movies as well as myself. So I think maybe we should totally review some other ones in the future that are even like maybe not necessarily this level. But there's definitely some messed up movies that I would love to share with you. Aside from this one, it was fun to share with you in a weird, twisted way.
Yeah, I have a couple. I enjoyed it. It was interesting to look at. I like messed up movies. I like the way they make you think in a different way.
Yeah, you're just like,
and so I can appreciate that. And I've got some fucked up movies I'd like to share with you. So we should have some. Fucked up films to discuss.
Absolutely. So like October is almost over, and I thought we should end it on a maybe starting something new and cool together. This October's been kind of weird. It's been a little weird for me. Like I moved, so I wasn't really able to celebrate like Halloween as much as I would like to. I am going to Spooky Empire this weekend. Yay! And she's gonna be there too. We're doing some shows together. We'll probably have a video about that, about the con afterwards for sure.
Or if we could film at Spooky.
Oh yeah, probably. I'm very sure. Some fun things there. But yeah, if there are movies like just really weird, off the wall movies that are freaky, make you think. Like they don't necessarily have to be over the top gore. They can be like weird family dramas or something.
Abstract art pieces.
Just sure, like silent films or something, whatever. Like put them in the comments if there's something you want to see us talk about together. That'd be awesome. And Serbian film, if you haven't seen it, I mean, you just
discretion advised.
This is not for anybody.
For the faint of heart.
Yeah, no, and everybody's got to be of a certain age, of course. Like, just don't. This is not for. It's not screwing around. Like,
Don't watch this on family movie night.
No, this is not. Oh my gosh, we had some popcorn with this, so it's not your average popcorn movie. But I wouldn't say don't watch it though. Like I'm not gonna at all say, hey, avoid this. Like if you like messed up movies that are just gross, Serbian film.
Right. Right. It's like, give it, enter at your own risk.
Give it a fair chance. I get a fair. Oh my goodness.
No, I'm on the same page. It's like, okay, not saying don't watch it, but there's certainly, you gotta know what you are into,
Be prepared to be disturbed.
For real.
Or roll your eyes. Probably a lot of both. I hope everybody has a good, safe Halloween, and see you in November.
Take care, guys.
Later.